You took your time to come back this time. The grass has grown under your feet. A few days ago I was up here thinking about some of my favourite relics of the 80s. See my Betamax, and where I hoard some of my spare copies of Heaven on Earth. This all started a few days ago when I came up here to get something, and I had a bit of a thought. Could I put a 10 metre V up here? Which I've done, and I've just had to pop up here again just to flick the V and get it all tuned up. Because for a day out today, we're going down to 11 metres. I'm sure you can guess, but if you'll allow me one moment just to change hats. Oh yes. Bloody snacks alive, boys. We've got ourselves a seabed. Well, if you're that bloody clever, you come and light it then. So from one seemingly unloved relic of the 80s to another, let's have a play with a seabed. If you're new here, hi, I'm Andy. Welcome to my ceaseless cavalcade of Radio Random. I try and make this channel a bit different to the others. You will hear words like fuck during my videos, because sometimes you've just got to get to the point, and I don't like videos that outstay their welcome. With that said, I'm going to try and get us in and out of here in about 8 minutes today, because our little matey here is about as complicated as Velcro. There's not a lot to say about it. Also, in full disclosure, I'm not a sea bear, alright? I normally play in the warm, shallow paddling pool of 2 metres and 70 centimetres, okay? We're just on a day trip today, so if you hear from my amateur radio cool kids, normal service will resume soon, lads. Also, a quick bit of channel housekeeping. We're nearly at 500, alright? So if you like what you see, do the good thing, but you know the golden rules. Promise me you won't click that bell. You've got enough distraction in your world. You'll catch up with my videos sooner or later. Okay, it's time to get this rolling. Let's do a robust review. The first thing you'll notice about this little thing here is that it is absolutely tiny. Now, I said I'm not a sea bear, but if I know one true fact about sea bears is that they always have very big and manly hands. Honestly, watch some videos, you'll see what I mean. Them guys have got grip strength and they don't mess about. So what they'll think of a little tiddler like this, I don't know, but if you've only got a little space to put one, or you just want a little cheap radio just to have a fiddle with, I'd say that's the ideal form factor. Oh, and if you're wondering where the unboxing is, wow, you are new here, hi. Don't really do unboxings. The box looks like that. The only other thing that you get in the box of any other worth is this power cable, which uses this weirdy beardy little connector, but it does come with a ciggy lighter plug and an inline fuse. This thing is only a fart power radio. Wiring like that I'm sure is more than adequate, but we'll see how much current it draws in a moment. And a manual, which is about 3 pages in English and doesn't tell you anything I'm not going to tell you anyway. Cool, let's crack on and do the exciting stuff. We'll start with the microphone. This thing is impossibly lightweight and it does feel pretty flimsy. Although, I should think if I had big manly sea bear paws, I probably could break that in half, but it is what it is. The unit's 50 quid. I can't think what else you might possibly want me to say about it. It does have up and down buttons on it too, so you can change the channel remotely. The plug is an RJ45 type, but the manual does very handily give you a little wiring diagram for it, so if you want to make up your own sexy adapter for your own sexy CB mic, I'm sure you can. Apparently they do also sell 4 or 6 pin adapters too, so you can bring along your favourite microphone. At this price point though, it does feel very much like dressing up a moped. I would just stick with this and probably invest in a better radio rather than pissing about with a microphone. And just in case you're wondering how our flimsy friend sounds on air, it sounds like this. This is the sound of this microphone on air. Clever, huh? Right, here's the mother lover in all of its glory. It's got a combined volume off and on. I am not for 1 second going to insult your intelligence and explain that. When you first get it, you'll need to hold down this button here, turn it on. You can cycle through all of the countries, which I'll run along the bottom of the screen for you. We're in the UK, we're just going to use UK 40 FM. Select it, turn it off, turn it on again. That's now locked in. If for some reason you do prefer your CB radio so that nobody can hear you with more static and interference, you'll need to put it into the EU mode rather than CE. Then you can just select here and go AM FM. But to be honest, I'm not remotely interested in AM CB. The emergency buttons have absolutely no relevance. What is interesting is this RF gain button. This is an attenuator. It works arse backwards, so the lower the number, the more you're going to let in. Then there's just a squelch button here. Manual squelch, if you just tap it, and if you hold it down, you can select if you want to use auto squelch, which I'd personally recommend, but I'm not chasing DX. You'll just need to season that to your own taste. Then it's just channel selector, up and down. It really is as simple as that. Pull the trigger when you want to talk to someone. It's that simple, guys. There's no need to go into it any deeper. This was too childish to overlook. There was a sticker in the box, but if you want to make your mark on my helmet, like Kyla has, and you want to watch videos at free YouTube ads, free of freebies, this isn't Starmarama, and free of affiliate links, think about joining the Pink Helmet Party and help your brother out, right? The more I get, the more I'll make. Back to the nonsense. Before somebody points it out, I know, okay, with a 4-watt CB and an inverted V, if I screwed my face up and clenched my fists really hard and broke wind in the bath, more people would hear me locally than using that and that. I am aware we're just fiddling, but you can double the power of this very, very simply, and I'm going to show you how, because realistically you are going to need to do it. The first thing you'll need to do is lay it on its back, and you will need a little T6 screwdriver like one of these. If you're new here as well, life is too short to fuck about showing you opening things. This is what you are looking for. Towards the front of the radio you will find 2 jumpers. All you need to do is very carefully pick away some of this snot and then move the jumpers so that they cover both pins on both the sets. That's all you need to do. Put the cover back on. Now please don't be a dry lunch, because we're about to become crimey bastards. Yes, we're going to double the power. In the UK it should be 4 watts. Nobody gives a single Timmy 2 shit. And with all the noise out there, you are going to need to crank it. And you do it very simply like this. Hold down the PTT, hold down the RF gain button, turn it on. The little H will light up, turn it off, turn it back on again. And now when you put them side by side, you've got full power. Congratulations. I am just going to absolutely speed run the technical testing. There are no nasty surprises on this, and I'm sure a good deal of you simply don't care. But here we go. Let's have a quick look at the harmonics. Nothing to report, squeaky clean, and I have tested it after the high power modification, so you need not get the shits about that. Cyanide, absolutely spot on actually. This thing is surprisingly sensitive. Again, no case to answer. There's more expensive radios, I'm sure, can't do that. The speaker's plenty loud enough, but do remember it does fire down. I've only got handsets to compare it to here, but it's perfectly audible. On my very, very cruel 30 seconds into absolutely nothing test, these things are absolutely dog shit, but it did go about 8 to 9 Celsius above ambient. Where were we? At 13.8 volts. How much current does it draw? Well, the pressure's everywhere and I'm dragging. I'm sorry, this is going to go on a bit longer than I said, and that's not fair on you, so we're going to pick up the pace now. How much current does it draw? And the answer is just a sniff over 2 amps, and this is in high power mode. So even the most pissy low protein power supply imaginable will play nicely with this. Okay everyone, just a few more minutes to go. We're going to get it on air in a second. Just a few bits I forgot to mention, and of course, as always, this is the last bit I'm filming. I've been here since about 2 o'clock. It's nearly 5 o'clock now. You're going to see this at 8 o'clock. I really, really, really need a piss, and I've told myself I'm not going for a piss until I film this. So anyway, you don't care about that. Let's keep rolling. Something I didn't mention is this does come with a bracket, so you can leave it in your car, screw that into your car, and you can slide that in and out. This power connector though, and it's probably only been plugged and unplugged about a dozen times, is starting to get a bit wanky. Whether it's just my ham-fistedness, I don't know, but like I said, I've got delicate ham hands. I'm sure a big bold sea bear with big manly bear paws would probably make light work of that. You might want to upgrade it if you're going to plug it and unplug it. We're going to get it on air now. I didn't know this till afterwards when Jim sent me a picture. He had got a very, very interesting ground plane. So there is a bit of muck on this. I'm on a V. All I personally would ever want out of CB is just to be able to chat to people a mile or 2 away, and for that it is ideal. And just something else to bear in mind. If we don't use CB, we're going to lose it. Governments across the world don't give us much for free, for nicks that you can use without any licence and just have a bit of fun. So guys, if you're interested in CB, grab something like this, sling up a rod in your loft or whatever you want to do, and just get on air. Give it a go. If it's not for you, just give it to somebody else, or keep it in a drawer or whatever. But you're going to have to keep this alive, folks, because I think they probably will get rid of it if more people don't start using it. That's just a personal opinion, and I nearly forgot. That's still here. Anyway, let's get it on air, and let's see what Jim had got to say for himself with his slightly wonky antenna. Okay, leaking meat box, looking for Big Jim. Are you there, buddy?
Yep, I'm here. I hear you loud and clear.
Oh, that's good, mate. Are you still on your battered old Amstrad up there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, that's good, mate. Well, you're booming into here. I'm just testing one of these little PNI Escort HP6500s for YouTube. As long as I can get to you. What are you? You're about a mile away from me, I think, at the moment, aren't you? Back to you.
Yeah. Just under a mile.
Oh, well, good, mate. You're booming in here, actually, even on my inverted V, which isn't too bad. Can you just count from 1 to 10, mate, just to give me some numbers, and then I'll let you go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's great, mate. Thank you very much. It's proven that this works, so I'll let you get on, mate. You're still wiring the camper van up?
Yes, I am, mate. A lot of work, but I'm going to get there.
I'm sure you will, mate. Are you around for a beer later?
I don't know yet.
Oh, okay, mate. Well, we know you're all loved up at the moment, so, yeah, I'll let you get on with that. All right, Jim, drop me a message later, mate. Look after yourself, buddy.
Everybody, have fun.
I'd say that's more than enough nonsense for one day. If you just want a cheap little CB just to play on FM with, start with something like this if you're on a budget. Yes, there's better radios out there, but it works, and it's about 50 quid. The microphone's a joke and it's tiny, but you get what you pay for. I finally got a bit ahead on the videos, so you'll be seeing a video every Sunday evening from here on in. And next time we'll be taking a look at this big old radtail, back in familiar territory in the warm paddling pool of 2 meters. I'll see you there. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers. Goodbye.